Greetings and welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast. In this podcast, we'll dive deep into reparenting, exploring all of the tools and resources that you'll need to help you along your journey. This podcast is divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading. The second is a discussion of the reading followed by suggested journal prompts. And the last section is a peaceful meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us today. I'm so glad that you're here as we continue on this journey of self-expansion and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. Before we dive in, a quick reminder. Like, share, and subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Your support here helps spread the word and grow this community of self-reparenting. Now for a few updates. First, I'm excited to introduce our Patreon community, where for a small monthly fee, you can join us for 3 weekly reparenting support meetings. Sundays, we have a guided meditation for emotional grounding. On Tuesdays, we have a book club discussion for deeper discussions and growth. And on Thursdays, we have open topic conversations for real-time support on any topics that may come up. You can find all of the details about what's included in this community by going to the Reparenting Daily website and checking out the community tab. In addition, we now have a WhatsApp support group, a global network of fellow travelers available anytime you need encouragement, guidance, or a simple connection. This is just one of the many ways we're building a strong, supportive space for your reparenting journey. The next announcement is that I've just released my first few books. The first is the Reparenting Daily Journal, a structured 365-day guide to help you work through reparenting day by day. Starting in 2025, each month focuses on a key theme with weekly sub-themes. The Reparenting Daily podcast episodes align with the journal, making it an interactive and immersive experience to help you stay focused and ensure real progress this year. Now for the next announcement, I'm thrilled to introduce Fairy Tales for Reparenting Daily, a collection of 3 books inspired by Jungian analysis, mythology, philosophy, psychology, and most importantly, the work of Marie-Louise von Franz. These short, simple stories are designed to help you reconnect with your inner child and experience healing through storytelling. What makes these books unique? Well, at the end of each story, there's a deep dive analysis exploring its themes, explored by journal prompts to help you reflect on how these lessons relate to your personal journey. All of these books are now available on Amazon, so go ahead and take a look and support this project. Reparenting is a journey of growth, iterative change, and continuous improvement. Much like nurturing the bonsai tree, it requires patience, care, consistency, and attention. Thanks for being here and supporting this work, and for committing on your journey of self-expansion. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is from the ACA Daily Meditation, and is entitled Freedom. This is a reminder we're in March, and the theme for this month is Building Self-Trust and Self-Confidence. We're in week 2, and the theme for this week is Keeping Promises to Yourself. Freedom. We seek the power we need to live in freedom each day. Big Red Book, page 116. As we listen to the story of neglect in our meetings, we may get angry for those around us. If we listen closely, we hear the voices inside that says, "What about me?" We start to pay attention and create space with our words and actions to let that voice finally say what it needs to, what was denied for so long. This process extends into our step work and then into our very lives, at work and in play. Perhaps for the first time, we begin to feel free. We start to play and learn what that means for us. We start to slow down because being overscheduled is acting out against our true selves. We see that when we have too much to do, it's harder to get in touch with how we feel. This is no longer okay. We take the actions we need for our inner child the same way we would for another child placed in our care. In this way, we cultivate an inner loving parent and free ourselves. We are no longer waiting for our tormentors to wake up and stop abusing us. The conversation is over. We now know how to nurture ourselves. On this day, I will do something playful and fun. I will feel the freedom that my inner child deserves to experience. Thank you, and that's the reading for today. Welcome back, welcome back. This passage speaks to the freedom that comes from reclaiming our voice, honoring our inner child, and stepping into self-nurturing. Many of us have spent years suppressing our needs, waiting for external validation, or for those who hurt us to change. But true freedom doesn't come from waiting. It comes from listening to ourselves, setting boundaries, and creating the nurturing environment we never had. This is the essence of reparenting, no longer abandoning ourselves, but instead becoming our own source of love, safety, and validation. A key theme here is play and slowing down. When we are overscheduled or constantly in survival mode, we disconnect from our inner child. Reclaiming joy, curiosity, and rest is an act of rebellion against the neglect or hyper-responsibility we may have internalized. True healing means making space for play, honoring our emotions, and prioritizing our well-being. Not just as a luxury, but as a necessity. Freedom begins when we stop waiting for the past to change and take full ownership of our healing. As we go through the journal prompts today, number 1, what is one way you can nurture your inner child today? How can you make space for joy and play in your life? And number 2, how does overscheduling or being in constant doing mode disconnect you from your true self? What small shifts can you make to slow down and to listen to yourself? And number 3, write a letter to your inner child, letting them know that they are safe, seen, and free to express themselves. What do they need to hear from you today? That's it for today. As always, thanks for being here, and please do be well. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please find a space where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you most comfortable today. Take a moment to simply be with yourself. Focus on your breath and gently connect with each part of your body. If thoughts arise, don't let them overwhelm you. Just observe them without attachment. Imagine them as leaves drifting down atop a river, passing by without needing your engagement. Stay present, grounded, and open to this moment, no matter what time of day you are listening and practicing this meditation. Namaste.